Welcome back to the Jersey Oddcast, where South Jersey news meets local chaos, strong opinions, and the occasional useful piece of information. I'm Gina Rullo, joined by Joseph F. Berenato and Gabriel J. Donio. And we have a lot going on this week. We're talking a busy day for the Hammonton School District, updates from the Hammonton Town Council, economic development news from Egg Harbor City, and yes, another reminder that New Jersey weather is doing New Jersey things. We'll hit first day hikes, a state drought warning, library news, a fresh community calendar, and we're even celebrating 1 full year of the Jersey Oddcast,
Yay.
Yeah,
which feels both impressive and mildly concerning. So grab your coffee or your iced tea, settle in, and let's get into it, because someone's got to do it. Gentlemen,
Greetings and salutations.
hey, what's up, guys?
Gabe, it's so good to have you back on the show.
Glad to be back. I want to thank everyone thank you guys, of course, Joe and Gina, and also all the well wishers, and my brother John for stepping in and really filling in for me last week. I feel 110% better than I did. So thanks to everyone, and I'm well on my way to being healthy again. Happy to be here.
Excellent.
It's good to have you back, Gabe. And I'm not going to say John wasn't an absolute pleasure to have on the show, because he was.
He was.
But it's good to have you.
I'm glad to be back. Trust me.
Yeah. Awesome. So we're going to dive right into it, Joe. What happened on that busy day for the Hammonton School District?
On the morning of Tuesday, December 16th, the Hammonton School District put out a notice that the high school was on a lockdown based on an unverified and unspecific threat, and that the school was working with law enforcement to resolve the situation according to established protocols. A short time later, the district put out another notice on social media that all schools in the district were in a lockdown. As of approximately 10 a.m., that lockdown was lifted. The school then put out another notice, noting that the lockdown was, quote, because of an anonymous threat received at the high school. Working with law enforcement, we conducted the lockdown, which, in an abundance of caution, extended to all district schools so that law enforcement could investigate and confirm that no actual threat existed. The threat was determined not to be credible, and the schools have returned to normal operations. According to a release from the Hammonton Police Department, the lockdown was due to a swatting incident, a hoax where someone falsely reports a serious emergency, often with the intent to cause panic and disruption. These incidents, the release said, are extremely troubling and can cause unnecessary fear, but, quote, rest assured, our officers, along with school officials, have responded with the utmost care and caution. The release emphasized that no one was ever in any immediate danger and that the response was made out of, again, an abundance of caution and to ensure that every possible measure was taken to keep the students and staff safe. That night, a special meeting of the Hammonton Board of Education was held, where they addressed the resignation of Ray Scipione, who was elected to town council in November. The board approved the sole applicant for the position, Gemma Girallo, daughter of Atlantic County clerk and former school board member Joe Girallo. So, December 16th, busy day for the district.
For sure.
Yeah.
A lot happening. Sticking with the first incident, the swatting incident, I think the Hammonton School District, the Hammonton Police Department handled everything appropriately. I would say if there's an area for improvement, because you want to take these incidents and learn from them in case it should happen in the future, that there needs to be a little bit better communication with the parents of the students in the district, from what I've read on Facebook. And I think that sending out an auto text or having someone send that out when something like this is happening would be very beneficial. If there's only one person who's in charge of that, I think there needs to be a backup plan, so that if it's something is happening at the high school, someone at the middle school or elementary school or ECEC can then send out those texts. That's just my opinion. I don't know how it's all structured, but I think that would have calmed down some of the criticism that we have seen online since December 16th.
I will absolutely agree with that. And again, this comes with absolutely zero knowledge of their electronic communication system. But I would think, as an observer, that if you have the capability and the time to put out a written notice both on social media and on the district's website, then I can't imagine that it would be that much more difficult to take that same notice and port it right into the robotext system. No one could realistically expect that anyone was going to make a robocall and then
No.
you would get a voice message. There are
Right.
other things to do when you have the police and the SWAT team in your school. But if you have one capability, I would think that you should be able to take that notice and send it to your other capability, I would think.
Yeah, I think the idea is to get the word out to as many people as possible, as quickly as possible, using the technology that you have at hand. So a robotext, I think, would have calmed a lot of people down, just letting them know, okay, this is what's happening in real time. So I agree with both you guys on that, that there should have been a little more attention to putting the word out as fast as possible in a, obviously, in a way that is accurate. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think there also has to be some comments made about how some of the parents behaved and guardians behaved after they were picking up their children or after the incident. There's no reason to be rude or unkind to the school district staff. They're doing the best they can with the information that they have. Their first priority is keeping the students safe, and I think that was done. I don't think that you should berate them or belittle them or anything like that. As like some of the comments have been said online, go with kindness. Know that everyone was in a difficult situation at that point, and that's
Absolutely.
just how I feel.
And I'll sign off on that too. If you out there know anyone who works in the high school, talk to them, ask them how they felt during that, because I know people who work in the school and they
Yeah.
were just as in the dark as the public. They knew there was a lockdown and they had no further information because that's how it works. We're in lockdown, shelter in place, be quiet, don't move. Okay. They had no
Yeah.
further information. And so to expect information to leak out from an unofficial source is unrealistic. And just be nice to them. They were terrified.
Yeah, kindness and empathy go a long way. So the word out there is, let's, I understand it's your children and there was a lack of information and that caused a certain level of tension, but at the same time, when you're dealing and interacting with these staff members, they're going through it too.
Yeah.
And you just have to have kindness and empathy. Just keep in mind that we're all going through it together.
Yeah.
And then with regards to the new school board member, wish you a lot of luck. There's also been some comments made online about how much time was given to have people apply for this role of the new school board member and how transparent the process was. Again, reading that, and this is coming from someone who she's very well informed about these matters. I would say she would have known. I've known Kristen for many years, Kristen Wilson. So I think she comes from a good place when she says this. And when you're interviewing new candidates to be on the school board, you want this to be as open of a process as possible. You want to have as many candidates interviewed so that if someone ran last year or 2 years ago or 3 years ago from school board and didn't make it and wants to apply, that they have that opportunity. And I don't know that was necessarily the case. And I think that even the school board members during the meeting were asked about that. They really couldn't answer that questions about the timing and everything. Again, you don't want there to be any appearance of that there was any kind of issues here. It doesn't set up the new school board member for success. It's not fair and to do that to them. And the best way to do this is with as much transparency as possible. You want to set up the new school board member, whoever they are, for success and not to have a cloud over it.
Absolutely. It's probably the most boring part of government, but one of the most important parts also is process.
Yes.
And there is a process for these things. And while this may be entirely anecdotal, I didn't see any notice about the position being open for applications to for the school board position. There was a notice in the paper about the upcoming meeting, but if I'm not mistaken, it didn't say anything about the school board position. And if I didn't see it, and I scour because I've got nothing better to do with my time, uh, let's be serious here.
There's only so many reruns of Star Trek you can watch.
Thank
Right.
you. You get
Right.
it. And sometimes I scour while I'm watching Star Trek, and I didn't see anything
Multitasker.
about the open position. And it's process is important, and process is key. And with proper processes being followed, then you have transparency.
Yeah.
That was a poem. Process is
Yeah.
important. Process is key. When you follow proper processes, you have transparency.
Yeah, at least it rhymed for sure.
2025 Joe Berenato. Yeah.
Nice job. And
Thank
look,
you.
at the end of the day, we're just looking to have as many people as possible be involved in the process that Joe's talking about, and that basically everyone gets an opportunity to, at least if they wanted to throw their name in there, they could have done that. So that's what we're talking about. And with the idea of having it open to as many people who might have wanted to maybe have a crack at that board seat. That's all.
Yeah, and it's unfair now to Gemma Dralla, who's a new board member, that there's this layer now on top of it. And that's an
Yes.
unfair way for her to serve her time as a school board member, because now there's this question, and that's not cool either.
No.
So again, you want things and you want to set people up for success. Let's do things right. Let's do things as openly as possible so that everyone knows, yeah, this is the best person for this role, and that school board made the best decision that they could, instead of what we have now, which is always the problem.
Yeah.
So, with all that being said, Hammonton is still a great school district, and you should move here and raise your family and send your kids to the Hammonton School District. And if you're ready to move to Hammonton or anywhere in South Jersey, or if you want to relocate your business, you need to call Phil Carr.
That's right, Gina. If you're looking to buy or sell your home or commercial property in South Jersey, call Phil Carr, owner of Crowley and Carr Real Estate. Crowley and Carr is the best place in town to find the best place in town. Call them at 609 561 0505 or go to Facebook or Instagram.
Thanks, Gabe. Appreciate that. Gabe, the Motor Vehicle Commission is coming pretty close to us, is it not?
They are coming to Folsom, and the NJMVC is coming to Folsom on the following dates: January 20th, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd of 2026, each day from 9 a.m. to 2:45 p.m. Appointments are open on December 29th, 2025. So these are, if you want to get your real ID, your registration renewal, your instant permit. Tests are not given at the mobile unit on that
Your
point.
initial permit. I think your initial
I'm
permit.
sorry, your initial permit. Forgive me. And non-driver ID and your duplicate replacement title or registration. So there's no appointment necessary also for these services, which are surrendering license plates, handicapped veterans, or Purple Heart placards, purchasing of red CDL decals. The units are wheelchair accessible as well and easy for all to use. So for more information, you can go to Facebook, X, or Instagram. And this is all coming to Folsom coming up in January.
Yeah,
Okay.
I love this idea because I do need to get my real ID this year. So I think this is cool that I can just go on January 20th over to, Folsom 1700 12th Street and just get my real ID if I can make an appointment. And that's 9 a.m. to 2:45 p.m. Gabe, you have your real ID. Joe, do you have yours?
I do.
I do not. I have a passport card, but I don't have a real
Same.
ID.
Maybe we can make an appointment and go together, Joe.
That's nice, you two.
Field trip.
Yeah,
Jersey Oddcast will wear our shirts.
that's right. It's a great service, though, because otherwise you do have to travel to the other end of the county or other counties to get it done. So
Yeah.
it's nice that they're doing that.
Yeah. I'm excited. It's coming right next door in Folsom.
Yeah, that's nice.
Maybe Hammonton Town Council will have something like that next year, Joe. Maybe you can bring that up when you go to the next council meeting. What happened at the most recent council meeting?
But insofar as me bringing anything up, I usually just like to sit there sternly and make them wonder why I'm there. But I try
Ah,
and talk as little as possible.
The
But
problem is, Joe, that you do that everywhere. You just stare at people and wonder, and people are
yeah.
like, "Why is he here?
Why is he
yeah,
here?
Why is he just sitting in this nail salon? It's
like, what's
weird."
he doing? This is what's going. Yeah, that's my mo.
Yeah.
But it was a mostly packed house during the December 15th meeting of Town Council, where plaques of appreciation were presented to Mayor Stephen DiDonato, Councilman Tom Gribben, and Councilman Jonathan Oliva, all of whom were serving at their last meeting. During the presentations, it was noted that Gribben is the town's longest serving deputy mayor, and that DiDonato, with 16 years, is the town's longest serving mayor. DiDonato also received a plaque from the Hammonton Police Department for his commitment to law enforcement during his tenure. During the mayor's report, DiDonato said that the Eagle Theater lost a grant by, quote, a few days due to a failure to file in a timely fashion by an unnamed company. DiDonato said that town solicitor Michael Malinsky secured a verbal agreement with the unnamed company to settle for the amount of $102,000. And then DiDonato made a motion that check, upon settlement, be issued directly to the theater, minus legal fees totaling approximately not to exceed $4,000. Gribben seconded the motion. Both Gribben and DiDonato voted in favor of the motion, as did Oliva. Mayor-elect Stephen Fergione, Anthony Marino, and both rodeos, Renee and Sam, voted against the motion, and the motion failed. Fergione then made a motion to accept that settlement amount payable to the town of Hammonton, which Sam Rodeo seconded. Both voted in favor of the motion, as did Marino and Renee Rodeo. DiDonato, Gribben, and Oliva voted against the motion, and the motion carried. The rest of the meeting was rather boilerplate, no action items under the engineer's report, no ordinances, and just a few resolutions, mostly budget transfers and refunds, and a liquor license transfer. The reorganization meeting will be held on Monday, January 5th, 2026 at 7 p.m.
That's a lot for a December meeting, which is usually pretty quiet, you know what I mean?
It, to be honest, the presentations themselves took about 26 minutes. The
Yeah.
business of the meeting took 24 minutes.
Ah,
So if you didn't have those presentations, that would have been the shortest regular meeting of council that I'd ever attended.
how about that?
Yeah.
What was the feeling in the room, Joe, of the people, the mayor and the deputy mayor and Councilman Oliva? It's their last meeting. What was the feeling? You said it was a packed house.
Yeah. It felt bittersweet for the mayor and Tom and Jonathan. At one point, when the mayor was talking, it sounded like he was starting to get a little choked up. And I mean, let's be serious here. The guy's had this position for 16 years. That's a large chunk of anybody's life. I
Yeah.
would have to imagine that anybody, unless they're like, you know what, I am ready to go, they'd
Right.
be a little maudlin about it. But people, they applauded. A couple of people got up and spoke and wished them well. So it was a good farewell for them, I think.
It's, to be fair, it's roughly 25% of his life. He's been
Yeah.
mayor.
Yeah. And if you look at Tom Gribben, he's been on council or deputy mayor for almost the entire time he's been in Hammonton.
Yeah.
Approximately, yeah.
Yeah,
Couple, yeah.
like I
Or
think
so
I think
off, yeah.
yeah, I think he was here like 2 years before he first ran and was elected. So like this is Tom's like this is his Hammonton
Experience.
identity or experience, better word. So yeah, I'd imagine a lot of feelings for all of them.
Did I wonder what this means for Hamilton First for the future? They've been a political party for 20 plus years now. What do we see going forward and what happens next? I'm curious, just from a sociological standpoint.
Oh, so am I. Yeah, I would imagine that they'll try and rally, just like a couple of years ago when Hamilton First had all 7 seats on council. People asked the same question, was to become of the Hamilton Republicans. They rallied, and now look at them a couple of years later, they've got all 7 seats moving in the 2026. Now, the Hamilton Democratic Party is a different story, but
But Republican and Democrats have national pull and statewide, whereas Hamilton First is so local.
yeah.
That's why I'm more curious.
Well,
Republicans,
I,
Democrats will always be around.
I think we'll see more as the months go by, and we'll see if there's a slate of candidates for 2026. That's going to be really the next step for Hamilton First. They're going to
Yeah.
have to decide, are we going to run candidates? Are we going to continue to have a three-party sort of system? I know the Democrats have been weaker traditionally, but I don't know. Right now, we haven't seen yet, but that's what's next. This step for them.
Yeah.
And also, who is going to be put in place to take Stephen Fergioni's council seat when he becomes mayor on January 5th?
I guess we'll find out on January 5th.
Because he has to resign his council seat, I believe, and then he gets appointed to and then he gets put into the mayor's seat. And he does not have to resign, I don't believe, until he takes his new like right before he takes his new seat.
Okay.
So he didn't have to resign today or tomorrow. He can wait until it's
Such
time.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very fascinating.
Yeah. The only thing I can say with certainty is that no one has approached me, so it's not me.
It's not me either.
And definitely not me.
Okay.
I'm too mouthy for council.
So we're off. The three of us are off.
Yeah.
That's how we do the Oddcast, guys.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's exactly it.
Yeah, but that was a good update, and looking forward to see what's coming next. Joe, have you gotten word yet? Are your glasses in at Hammonton Family Eye Care? Have you heard?
They are not yet in. No, I was told by the end of the year, hopefully they'd be in. I believe they are going on vacation at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So they said, hopefully they'll be in before then, if not afterwards. I'm like, ever they come in. I've waited this long. Another week won't kill me. So,
Gabe, all three of us now go to Hammonton Family Eye Care.
I know we all have our eyeglasses on and we all go to Hammonton Family Eye Care. And that's what you should do too. See Hammonton Family Eye Care for routine and medical eye care for all ages, from glasses to contacts to eye exams and more. Visit Hammonton Family Eye Care at Peachtree Plaza, 80 South Whitehorse Pike in Hammonton. Call 609-567-7479 or go to HammontonFamilyEyeCare.com.
Thanks, Gabe. Appreciate that. Joe, let's talk about economic development in Egg Harbor City. They put out a report. It was pretty interesting to read.
it was actually, and there's far more than we could possibly cover during the podcast. But just a brief breakdown: the Atlantic County Economic Alliance, along with Triad Associates, has prepared a municipal project profile and economic development project profiles for Egg Harbor City. According to the municipal project file, Egg Harbor has identified several target sites within the city boundaries for redevelopment. These are the Tower site, home to WRDR FM radio, located south of Moss Mill Road and northwest of Philadelphia Ave. The Gateway Rehabilitation Area, located in the southwestern area of the city, which is bounded by Atlantic Ave, New York Ave, Arago Street, and Hamburg Avenue, where the old Acme was. The St. Nicholas School site, owned by the Diocese of Camden, and the building, which the school I believe closed in 2007, is located at 500 to 518 Chicago Avenue, and the property extends from Chicago to 9th Terrace and from Camp Street to Claudius Street in the southwestern area of the city. The EHC North Housing Development, which is located on the western edge of the city and surrounds Cedar Creek High School. The downtown Egg Harbor City, which encompasses much of the Whitehorse Pike and Philadelphia Ave, and the Egg Harbor City Industrial Business Park, located on Durer Street and Bremen Ave and going beyond, I believe, Moss Mill. These profiles are designed to encourage businesses to invest and build in Egg Harbor City and contain detailed information on both the sites and the city itself. To view them, they are available to the public. You visit eggharborcity.org/hashtag OCCDRW.
That's really interesting. I think that they continue to plan in Egg Harbor City to develop these areas that have been down for years, and they're trying. It sounds like a pretty cohesive group of locations. Did they determine how were these determined? Just basically by the fact that they were areas that obviously the Acme area and things like that are obvious to me areas of concern for Egg Harbor City.
If it says that in the reports, I did not come across how they identified these sites. I did read in one of the profiles that several years ago, by city ordinance, just about the entire city was designated an area in need of redevelopment. So I would imagine that they went with the most concerning areas or the ones that would be most attractive to potential business and commerce.
Yeah, they offer a lot of opportunities and ideas of how you can work with properties like brownfield redevelopment, the downtown. There's different incentives. They also have an abatement plan for new commercial properties and for improvements to existing. commercial property. So there is a lot of opportunity in Egg Harbor City. You have the mayor, Lisa Giampetti, serving on the governor's transition team. There's just a lot happening in Egg Harbor City.
Hmm.
And I feel like that could be the next great little town of South Jersey.
Yeah, this. I
Yeah,
mean,
for sure.
this seems like an ambitious and aggressive plan to attract businesses, and that's what you need.
Yeah, so I like that. In a very different news, Gabe, the penny is going bye-bye in Winslow
Yeah.
Township.
Yeah, there's a nationally we've heard about the penny going by, and now
Yeah.
Hmm.
we see the implications of that in different things on the local level. So there was a notice that was put out by Winslow Township starting in 2000, effective January 1st, 2026, due to the U.S. Mint ending penny production in late 2025 and our bank no longer making pennies available to the township. We encourage customers to please use exact amount due when at all possible for all transactions. And they're no longer going to be able to provide coin change in any amount. So if the exact amount due is not possible, any excess amount paid will be automatically applied as a credit toward your next quarter's bill or invoice. And they thank everyone for their cooperation as they adjust to this national change. No pun intended.
So I'm fascinated on two levels. One, who's paying for their property taxes in cash?
Somebody who's passive aggressively like protesting. That I was thinking the same thing. Like,
And are they
who's
paying
going in with
all in
pennies?
change? Are they paying like their $1,500
Yes, Zach.
tax bill
Yep.
with just all quarters and pennies and nickels and dimes? I love it if they
Yeah.
are. I hate that for the employees, but I love that the chutzpah of that.
Yeah, this is legal tender for all debts, public and private. Bam.
And two, oh man, like this is an unintended consequence maybe or of the whole penny abatement or penny removal from the system. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of unintended consequences with the cancellation of the penny. I have noticed the last several times that I have been, say, at Walmart, and I have paid with cash, as I so often do.
You are a cash man.
I absolutely. It makes it easier to track my expenses because I have this much to spend per week, and when I spend it, I'm done. But like every time I got change, it rounded up to the nearest nickel.
Mm.
So if your change is 21 cents, they give you 25 cents. So now you're looking at the potential of Walmart losing 4 cents per, or up to 4 cents per cash transaction, which does not seem like a whole lot. But when you consider how many people pay in cash, how many Walmarts there are, and how many cash transactions there are per day across the United States, this is going to be a good deal of money lost for Walmart, which, okay, big corporation, whatever. But whenever they lose money, then they make that up by raising prices, and the consumer ultimately pays for it. I
Yeah.
don't know how well thought out the cancellation of the penny actually was.
There's always a law of unintended consequences, and it sounds like you've
Hmm.
identified one of them.
Yeah.
So we'll see what else goes on going forward. And maybe the penny will come back. Who knows?
If it does, I feel bad for whoever paid the millions to buy the last pennies minted in the proof set, because I just saw that they went for, you know
Like
what,
an obscene amount of
like
money.
you know what, the hell with it. Pun intended. They went for a pretty penny.
That's a lot.
And like, what about all those men who? And I don't know. I don't want to be stereotypical, but men who have all those big coin things, like they take like those big water bottles, and they fill them up with all that change. Is there value now? More value in that? Do you remember Gabe with your dad? He and I went to TD Bank that time. He had all those big change things, and I spent like 4 hours with him counting his change at TD Bank one time.
Yeah, that was fun. It is a tradition, but the reality is they seem to be phasing out the coin. So first it's the penny. Keep an eye on that nickel. Who knows what's next? But I'm just saying, when you look at these things, certainly things do modify over time, but this seems like a thing where people, like Joe said, here it could have unintended consequences, and there's other things at play. I just don't know if it's worth it, but we'll see.
Yeah.
And Joe, what else is happening in Winslow Township with regards to rabies clinics?
I feel like you targeted me specifically for this because I had rabies shots
I
15
don't
years
know what you're
ago.
talking about, Joseph. Did that
Yeah,
happen?
yeah. Look at you
I
pleading
don't think we ever
ignorance.
talked
Yeah.
about that on the show.
No, not once. But Winslow Township will be holding a rabies clinic on Saturday, January 10th, 2026, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the municipal garage, which is behind the municipal building. Licenses will be available for purchase during the clinic at the clerk's office. Rabies certification cannot expire before November 1st of the licensing year in order to obtain your license. Make sure you renew your pet licenses during the month of January. Your current license will expire December 31st. And if you have questions or need more information, please call 609-567-0700, option 0, or email clerk@winslowtownship.com for more information.
That's a good reminder. A lot of municipalities have these rabies clinics throughout the early part of the year. Just keep an eye on social media and on your town's website so you can attend those rabies clinics.
Absolutely agreed.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Rabies shots are important.
I always go to the vet. I'm like, is it time for Fenway's rabies appointment? They're like, you have another year. I'm like, okay, thank goodness. This time of year, you think about the people you've lost. I think it's natural during the holidays, and you think about the people that were there to help you during the difficult times. I lost my father earlier this year, and thankfully, Marinella Funeral Home was there for me to help me get him situated into his final resting place, as they have been for countless families throughout the generations.
That's right, Gina. The Marinella Funeral Home has been serving the community since 1962 and has been family owned and operated for 3 generations. Marinella Funeral Home provides individually designed burial, cremation, and pre planned funeral services to meet the needs of each family. Ask them about how pre planning provides true peace of mind to your family. Contact the Marinella Funeral Home, located at 102 North 3rd Street in Hammonton at 609 561 1311.
And Joe, this time of year, we're driving around. We see a lot of beautifully decorated homes for the holidays. Gabe and I went out the other night, and I love to see how people have decorated their fences. There's a lot of good fence decorations this year.
Yes, there
It's
are. And just in case after the rabies clinic you want to keep your pet safe from other animals and you want to put up a fence to do so, well, there's only one place to call. For more than 40 years, Master Wire Manufacturing Fence Company has been providing the South Jersey and tri state area with residential and commercial fence supplies and services. Whether you're looking for quality products to do it yourself or are in need of a trustworthy fencing company to install your fence, they've got you covered. Masterwire Manufacturing Fence Company provides the highest quality products and customer service to each and every person who walks through their doors or gives them a call. Contact Masterwire at 609 567 1616 or visit their website at masterwirefence.net.
Thank you both. I don't know if you realize this, but this is our 1 year anniversary show.
Wow,
This is our 52nd show. It's a full calendar year of us doing the show. Can you believe it?
I can't.
No, no,
I
no,
mean,
no. And I appreciate our listeners and our viewers, and I also feel bad for them too, because in our previous positions, they could just put us down and walk away. Now we're right in your house, in your eyes, and in your ears. So
yeah, it's
thank you for
different.
letting us do that.
Yeah,
There's no avoiding us.
and I want
No.
to thank all the oddballs out there for staying with us week after week. 52 weeks is no small undertaking. I want to thank Joe and especially Gina for all the efforts that have been made to make this thing possible. The Oddcast has become something that I think people look forward to each week.
Yeah.
I do. I look forward to this time that we get together and we hang out and we record the show. I love hearing the commentary that I get, whether I'm having dinner, getting my hair done, whatever it may be, and talking to people and they telling me what they like about the show, what they think we should talk about. And it does impact us. Like someone will say, hey, you really should talk about XYZ. It does make it onto the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's important.
Well,
What
the
people have
show,
also said. God.
I was going to say, the show's a reflection of its audience. This conversation that we started a year ago and it's ongoing like we said, we wanted it to be like you sat down with us at our table at the diner or the luncheonette, and you're part of the conversation. And our oddball audience is part of the conversation, and they get involved. They want to know what's going on. They ask us to put things on the show, and we do. And that way, it's something that reflects them as much as it does us.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love when we put questions out there for things that we legitimately don't know, and they respond and they tell us. We're even better, and it takes a little bit of humility to even enjoy this when they correct us.
Yes.
That means they're really
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think there's a value to that. And I think that the other comment that I get a lot from people is that they're hearing information that they didn't even know was happening, or it's a take on it, it's the commentary. It helps them see a different perspective. And I think that's important,
Yeah.
that you have a full picture of what's going on in South Jersey and what's happening. And that's why we're here. We're the Jersey Oddcast. We're here to give you a different perspective of what's happening and to provide you information that you're just not going to get anywhere else at this time.
That's right. And I think people have really attached a value to that. And that's why I want to thank all of our, like I said, listeners, but all of our advertisers as well, who help make the show possible. They've all been very supportive, and they've allowed us to do this for a year. And I'm looking forward to doing it in the coming year as well.
No, yeah. Our sponsors have been great. They allow us to have fun with the commercials.
Yep.
And to do it our way and to give it the Oddcast spin. And for that, I'm very grateful. And they're people that we've known for a long time, a lot of them, and they've been very supportive of everything we've done. So thank you for that. I'm very grateful. I look forward to the next year. With that being said, we are taking the next 2 weeks off. So we will return. We're not doing a December 30th show or a January 6th show. We'll be back on the 13th, full of commentary from the 2 local organization meetings, as well as what's happening in South Jersey. So I anticipate that'll probably be a bigger show.
Probably.
And we're going to have some fun with it and enjoy it. But we also need a little time off to recuperate from a year of being the Oddcast.
Yeah.
For sure. We could use a little break.
I still can't believe it's been a year already. It feels simultaneously like we've been doing this forever and that we just started last week.
Yeah. It's got a lot of that push pull to it. But I
Mhm.
think one thing we all are committed to is giving everybody information in a way that's fun and entertaining and useful for them. So everybody who's giving us the feedback that they like what we're doing, thank you very much. And again, it's appreciated.
Yeah.
One of our great sponsors is Diversified Insurance, who helps take care and protect the most valuable items that belong to you.
Speaking of people that we've known for a very long time.
Yes.
See Diversified Insurance for all your commercial and personal insurance needs. They are a value-added firm. They provide unsurpassed service, consult with you to determine your needs, and offer you a choice of insurance plans and programs. They are a value hunter who can find the best combination of coverage, service, and price. Contact them today at 609 567 7771 or visit their website at diversifiedinsuranceofnj.com.
Last week, or over the weekend, I should say, I had to text Bagliani's Market because I needed a standing rib roast. Because one of my friends is coming to town and we're going to try and cook that. I've never made it before.
Okay.
And I just love that about Bagliani's, that you can just text them like, hey, I need this size and can I have it for this date? And there's no questions asked. Are you sure you know what you're doing, Gina? Because we know you really probably don't. Which would be fair, but they didn't. And they're just like, sure, no problem. We'll have it ready for you. So I think that's great about Bagliani's because they do treat you like family.
That's true, Gina, because at Bagliani's Market, they always say we treat our customers like family. With a variety of custom cut meats, farm fresh produce, delicious cheeses, a full deli, and more, Bagliani's Market has something for everyone. They are famous for their wide variety of authentic Italian specialty products. Try their Italian bread and rolls, prepared foods, and homemade pasta. Follow their social media for weekly loyalty reward promos. Bagliani's Market is located at 417 12th Street in Hammonton. Call 609 561 0693 or visit Facebook and Instagram for more information.
Thank you, Gabe. Joe, the Atlantic County Library system is a wonderful system, not just only for books, but for activities for people of all ages to come together and meet.
Oh yeah, they always have fun stuff going on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And there are a couple of cool events coming to the system in the coming weeks. The first is an afternoon of board games and puzzles, and that will be held on December 27th from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Egg Harbor City branch, which is located at 134 Philadelphia Avenue. Now, this is open to children and teens 10 and under. Stop by with your friends for a fun afternoon of board games and puzzles. All skill levels are welcome, and children 9 and younger must be accompanied by an adult. The second is a crafting social hour held on January 3rd, 2026 from 1:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. at the Hammonton branch in the meeting room, 451 Egg Harbor Road. This is for ages 13 and over, and registration is required. Do you like to chat with others while crafting? Bring your projects with you, be they knitting, crocheting, cross stitch, embroidery, stencil, jewelry making, you name it, and pass your creative time with new friends. And as I understand, this will be a monthly event. So, two things coming up that sound like a decent time, especially the board games. Love board games.
Oh yeah,
What's your favorite?
Monopoly.
really?
Really?
Oh, yeah. I have seen friendships end over Monopoly, and I was just there. Yeah. I have seen people flip tables. Yeah, Monopoly's a good time.
What's yours favorite, Gabe?
I always like games like Trivial Pursuit, and that makes sense, doesn't it? I like the some of the board games like that. It's just where there's a lot of trivia involved. That's my wheelhouse.
I
How
used
about
to love
you?
Monop. I used to love Monopoly, but always takes too long. I love Trivial Pursuit. It's a great game as long as you're my partner. Although I will never forget us losing in the sports category to my father, Philatellus. I also like Cranium because that was like you had to do Pictionary and mold stuff with clay.
Oh, that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
no,
clay involved.
yeah, that's why I didn't like that one. Yeah.
And I also like Scrabble, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, Scrabble's a good word game.
And and there was a singing one too. I forget the name of it where you were given a word and you had to sing at least a song that had at least 8 words of a song that had that word in it to like maybe if he was happy
Oh,
and like
I've
you had to
never
do
heard of
that.
that.
Oh, it's a fun game. I'll see if I could find it. I think I made
Yeah.
Gabe buy it years ago. And
Yeah.
that was a fun one too. But I played Boggle. Oh, I had a Risk period. I played Risk way too much in high school.
Now, but Monopoly takes too long.
Yeah,
World
Risk takes
domination
like
takes a
37
while.
years.
Risk is world domination. Monopoly is one small city. I'm talking
still.
world domination takes time. We played that in AP European history and I loved that.
Were you done by the time you graduated?
Yeah. Of course. World domination. Duh. It doesn't take that long when you make bad alliances and you stab people in the back. Duh.
For sure. See
Yeah.
that all the time.
I was going to
We
say
see
history
that.
supports that. Yeah.
Yeah, we see that all the time.
You know what I mean? But yeah, no. I think the library offers a lot of good things. Gabe, someone we have covered or an organization we have covered for many years has a new name and it's a little shorter.
Yeah, it's the Pinelands Preservation Alliance is now just the Pinelands Alliance, and they have a new sort of look, a shorter name, new look, but they say they have the same dedication. They've been around since 1989, and according to a blog post by their executive director Jacqueline Rhodes, they now have changed their focus a little bit, their mission statement. Their original mission statement was to protect and preserve the resources of the New Jersey Pinelands. The new mission statement is to protect and advocate for New Jersey's pinelands through collaborative action, research, and education, which is not, they say, dramatically different.
Right.
But there is a difference, and they seem to be trying to broaden their scope a little bit and do some new things. Guys, I think this is just an expansion of what they've done in the past, but it is now it's the Pinelands Alliance, just the Pinelands Alliance, and I think that's just a different look for a 35-year-old organization, 35 plus, and they're trying to reach out to people and let them know that the new logo and the new name are part of a new dedication to a broader scope of things.
Okay, so not a rebranding per se, but simply an expansion and then an update to reflect that.
Correct.
Okay.
Gina's going to take a little bit more of a cynical pose.
I am
Yeah.
When
shocked.
we take the word preservation out of it, I get very concerned because then I think, oh, let's just build some major pipelines through the pinelands. Let's just tear it down. Why not? We don't have that word anymore. We're not going to advocate against it because that's not our name. It's not our job. And we just want to have people that come together who love the pinelands. I think the word preservation was a key word there. And I'm very cynical journalist about what's going to happen.
So you feel because preservation's out of their name, that now preservation is in jeopardy.
The mission statement was to protect and preserve the resources of the New Jersey pinelands.
Mm-hmm.
And now it is to protect and advocate for New Jersey pinelands through collaborative action, research, and education.
And
The word preserve is still missing.
it's out of the mission. It's not just out of the name, it's out of the mission statement. Okay.
Yeah.
I glossed right over that when I saw that, but this is why we always have
A discussion.
set of
Yeah.
eyes. Yeah.
So again, but maybe it's me. It doesn't. They said the old mission statement was very limiting. It doesn't capture the full extent of the work that has shaped the organization and its communities for the past 15 years. And I get that. But as someone who served on Main Street Hammonton, if we didn't work to preserve the historic buildings of our downtown, we could have seen them razed and just have cinder block buildings placed there with interesting facades. You know what I mean? Just nothing architecturally interesting. And I feel like that if you get away from preservation from your mission, there could be some issues there. And I like living in the Pinelands. I like the pace of life that we have here. I don't want to see development like we have in Egg Harbor Township or in Camden County.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it
that.
makes me a little twitchy.
I think they're trying to retool. It's the sense I get, and they're trying to find a broader base because I think they're finding, to me, when you read the blog post, it seems to be about outreach. It seems to be about even dealing with issues like hunger and other things. So I think they're trying to broaden their base because maybe Pinelands preservation had become too narrow a focus, if that's possible. I'm not sure, but I'm just going by what they're saying, which is they want to broaden their base and broaden their reach. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe we should invite the executive director, Jacqueline Rhodes, onto the show and we could talk about it.
Why not? I'm sure she'd come on.
Yeah, you've met her a few times, Gabe.
Yep.
So we will see what happens next. I'll keep an open mind.
Okay.
All right.
But in the
All we can
meantime,
ask
it's
for.
a shorter name and a new look. They kept the pine trees in the logo, Gina, just so you know.
Let's make sure we keep the pine trees in the ground too. It's like the Philadelphia Art Museum changing its name.
Right.
Was the Philadelphia Museum of Art. Now it's the Philadelphia Art Museum. I got that. They simplified it. That works. They didn't drop the word art and just go to the Philadelphia Museum.
Yeah, no, they just changed their name to what everybody had been calling it for 50 years anyway.
Right.
Which is okay.
Yeah.
Let's take a break and give a shout out to one of our sponsors, Demeglio Septic.
Absolutely. Demeglio Septic and Quality Sanitation are here for a variety of services, including septic pump out, grease trap service, high pressure jetting, portable toilets, and more. Call 609-561-3597 or go to DemeglioSeptic.com for Demeglio Septic, or call 609-561-4666 for quality sanitation. Experience the Demeglio difference, a promise of superior service, quality, and reliability.
Thank you. 2026 marks the nation's 250th anniversary, and there are a lot of celebrations that will be happening. One of the first is a set of first day hikes in the state of New Jersey. Gabe?
You know what's interesting? We just talked about the Pinelands Alliance and the preservation of the Pinelands. And of course, these New Jersey state parks are going to kick off 2026 now. and the nation's 250th anniversary celebrations with first day hikes statewide. So, New Jersey State Parks is inviting the public to kick off a milestone 2026 by celebrating the whole 250th anniversary with a free guided first day hike through one of New Jersey's state parks, forests, or historic sites. A quote from Sean M. LaTourette, the Environmental Protection Commissioner, said, "More than ever, this year's first day hikes are an opportunity to get outdoors and appreciate nature by visiting our parks and forests, some of which bore witness to the American Revolution and the fight for freedom." Across New Jersey, nearly 2,000 hikers participated in first day hikes on Jan 1, 2025, collectively traveling 4,000 miles. So all these events are free. There are a variety of locations throughout the state. You can go online and check it out if you want to get a better idea of it. But the main idea here is to get people out and about on January 1st, walking around and enjoying nature here in New Jersey. So this is at the same time enjoying the history of New Jersey as connected to the American Revolution.
I think that's cool. I haven't been to a lot of the Revolutionary War sites in the state, so maybe that's something we can do this year, Gabe.
Sure, why not? I'd like to visit some of the battlefields. I know we drive through Princeton and we've seen the battlefield there, and there's other places. Trenton might be a fun place to go.
I imagine so. I imagine. I've been to a couple of Revolutionary War sites. Hiking is not for me, but and I realize that it is for a great many people, and it's a great way to start off the year. And I absolutely admire you if you have the wherewithal to go hiking on the day after New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
That is a level of determination that I simply do not possess, and I applaud you for it.
Yes, I agree with that, especially the day after.
Yeah, like you.
It's the nation's 250th. I was not born for the 200th, so I don't have any memories of that. I'm excited for 2026 for these reasons.
Gabe, how was the 200th?
Yes, tell us all about it. Gabe.
I don't have a lot of great vision and memory of that as I was just 3 years old. But I will say that I do remember one thing that were on TV. They had a lot of tall ships come in, the old ships, and that was a neat thing, which I think they did again in '87 for the Constitution's
It did
200.
it in '86 too for the
Yeah,
100th
for
birthday of the Statue of Liberty.
that's right.
Because I remember that was a big thing also.
Yeah.
I remember watching that.
So a lot of
Yes.
so I'm assuming a lot of the same pageantry with the 250th. If it's not hiking on first day, we have all sorts of the FIFA World Cup. We have the Olympics. We have the July 4th celebration coming up. I think it's going to be just a year long celebration.
Yeah.
Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and this is a cool way to start it off.
As long as it's dry out, as it's been according to our state government, we're almost in danger of being in a drought.
Yeah, despite the rain and the snow that we had, according to a release from the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection, the release was before the rain and snow, it was on December 5th. But according to the release, Governor Phil Murphy's administration issued a statewide water supply drought warning, urging residents and businesses to reduce water as a result of persistent below average precipitation and deteriorating water supply conditions across the state. To be clear, there are no mandatory restrictions in place at this time. According to the release, Environmental Protection Commissioner Sean LaTourette signed an administrative order authorizing the drought warning designation, which is the next stage of drought status after a drought watch and before a drought emergency. And the drought emergency could call for mandatory water use restrictions. The state has been under a drought watch since October 1st of this year. The release also said that the last statewide drought warning was in November of 2024, and that was lifted in June of 2025, following what the release calls record rainfall in May. For Clarification, and for your edification, a drought warning enables the DEP to more closely manage water systems by directing water transfers among systems, controlling releases from reservoirs, and modifying the permitted rate of flow in streams and rivers downstream of reservoirs to balance ecological protection and needs of water suppliers. So we are ticking up. It's been a little dry overall.
Yeah, that's fair. And it's thankfully we're not in the time of year where we're watering our lawns. And hopefully we get some nice rain, not the other stuff, to replenish.
Yeah. Percolating rain.
Maybe from like midnight to 3 a.m.
That'll work.
That'll work.
Or
Look,
10 to 3, 10 to 12. I'm good with that. As long as it's not while I'm driving, I'm fine.
the drought, you concern yourself. Obviously, we like here in Hammonton, agriculture comes to mind,
Of course.
different things, and the use of water that need, obviously, blueberries like it hot and dry, but you still have to irrigate. And when there's a water shortage, that's always a concern. I like to think, hopefully we'll get some replenishment of that over the winter.
Yeah.
For sure. Just because the year is coming to a close does not mean the events are coming to a close. There's still a lot happening. Gabe, may I have the Rocco's Townhouse community calendar?
Gina, Rocco's Townhouse sponsors the community calendar, and they pride themselves on being a spot where everyone can meet and eat. Delicious appetizers, entrees, burgers, and more, along with a full bar and plenty of craft beers on tap. Remember, everyone meets at the Townhouse, 21 North 3rd Street in Hammonton. Call them at 609-561-9384 or visit roccos.townhouse.com. And now the Rocco's Townhouse community calendar. It's a busy stretch on the calendar, so let's get right into it. There's a Winter Wonderland illuminated walking trail Friday, December 26th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. in Medford. Take a magical stroll through the woods filled with glowing displays, whimsical scenes, and thousands of lights. You'll wander past fairy gardens, secret gnome villages, live Christmas tree fields, and a grand finale village that feels straight out of a holiday storybook. Warm up by the bonfires with hot chocolate and s'mores, and don't forget to stop by the gift shop. This is an outdoor walking experience. Dress warm and check weather updates before heading out. In another sector, Alpaca Tour at Morning Glory Farmette is Saturday, December 27th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Spend your morning with alpacas. This guided tour lets you meet the animals up close and learn more about the farm. Tickets are available now, and heads up, future 2026 tours will be free, but this one's ticketed, so reserve your spot. The Children's Winter Ball at Renault Winery and Resort, Saturday, January 3rd from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's a night of magic for kids and parents alike. Enjoy dinner, dancing, a DJ, photo booths, face painting, and visits from princesses and superheroes in Renault's beautifully transformed champagne ballroom. Adults receive a complimentary drink ticket, and kids get a full evening of interactive fun. Love Story, a tribute to Taylor Swift, is happening from January 2nd to the 4th at the Broadway Theater of Pittman. Swifties, this one's for you. This high-energy tribute celebrates the music, eras, and storytelling of Taylor Swift with multiple performances throughout the weekend. Tickets are available now. And then lastly, Nicks in Time, a Stevie Nicks tribute, Friday, January 9th at 8 p.m. at the Landis Theater. This is in Vineland. Step into a night of Fleetwood Mac favorites and Stevie Nicks classics with soaring vocals and dreamy rock vibes. Opening the show is Lilies of David, setting the tone for a magical evening of live music. And that's your Rocco's Townhouse community calendar. Mark those calendars and get out there. More information about these events can be found online. Gina?
I am here for Stevie Nicks or the Swiftie night.
I got to tell you, I'm glad you had a little bit more information, because at first I thought you said Nixon time, and I'm like, I'm not going to find
Like
that.
Richard Nixon, President Nixon?
I said Nixon time.
Nicks in Time.
Sounds
Nicks
a
in
lot
time.
more entertaining. Absolutely.
Yeah, not Nixon Time. Nicks in Time. Totally different thing. Altogether.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's a lot of things happening. And Gabe, how about the Historical Society of Hammonton? What's going on with their first meeting of January 8th?
There's going to be some information being put out. It's a neat, interesting program called Names, Nonsense, and Misnomers, a stroll through Hammonton's streets and homes. So this will be held at the Canoe Club on Thursday, January 8th, 2026, from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. The monthly membership meeting kicks it off at 6, but then there's refreshments at 6:45, and then the speaker series presentation at 7. So they'd like you to take a trip through Hamilton's past with them for join them for a fun and fascinating evening exploring the stories behind our town streets, old homes, and historic sites. You'll hear how roads were renamed, buildings were moved, legends were created, and how Hamilton once had three different quote unquote centers before becoming an official town in 1866. Expect lots of great trivia, surprising discoveries, and plenty of I never knew that moments. The program will be presented by Greg White, HSH's immediate past president and lead historian, and Deborah White, HSH museum curator and trustee. Since joining the society in 2017, they've conducted extensive research efforts to keep uncovering new gems about Hammonton. So come connect, learn, and celebrate Hammonton's history with them on the 8th of January at the Canoe Club.
That could be really fun. I think last week we talked about Passmore Avenue, and Joe gave a little history there. We've talked a lot about Landis and Burns over the years. So there's some quirky things about Hampton that I'm sure would be fun to discuss.
Yeah,
And
so
Greg and Deborah are passionate about this town's history.
You've been to their house, Joe.
I have, with one of the most impressive train collections I've ever seen.
that's
Yeah.
and it's great that they're democratizing this information, giving people in a fun way a window into the past of the town.
So it's almost New Year's Eve. Gabe and I have celebrated every New Year's Eve together for more than 25 years. And we've done it all, Gabe, don't you think?
For sure, I've we there's not much we haven't tried or done for sure.
Fancy dinners in town, been at the casino floor, which is the most weird one because yay, it's New Year's, and everyone goes back to gambling 3
And right
seconds
back
later.
to
Yeah.
gambling, right back.
Did they even notice?
Yeah,
Barely.
barely.
Yeah.
We have slept through New Year's, so I don't know. Like, what is some of your favorite New Year's memories, Joe?
Oh, the one that immediately sticks out is New Year's Eve '99 in the 2000. I was in Trafalgar Square in London.
Nice.
And for the younger audience members out there was this thing called the Y2K bug, where it was posited that because of some sort of coding issue in the early 1980s, the entire world would ground to a screeching halt at the stroke of midnight. So we're standing there, we're looking down Pall Mall towards Big Ben, and then Big Ben strikes midnight, and everybody's quiet for just a half a second. When we realized that everything was okay, then the streets erupted in applause and cheers. People were shaking champagne bottles. It started raining alcohol everywhere. And the funniest part was the next afternoon, let's be serious, by the time we woke up, we turned on the BBC, and I guess everybody else was out because the weatherman was giving the news. And we turned it on right when we woke up. I'll never forget. The guy said, and if you're just tuning in, it's because you've just woken up with a screaming bloody hangover. Eh, Amazingly, there were no violent crimes committed in the entirety of London last evening, except for the violence that you did to your liver. And I'm like, these are a different breed of people over here.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So that's the one that immediately sticks out as memorable New Year's.
Gabe, what is it for you?
I just like the variety of things we've done. Some simple, some elaborate. We've been in Philly, we've been in Atlantic City. Never did New York. I don't know that I'd ever want to do New York. We've done Hamilton, and of course, a more recent tradition is right up the street from where we live is the Blueberry Drop, and that's become a tradition for a lot of people on New Year's Eve, and that's a part of the fabric of Hamilton now. But for us, for me personally, just spending it with you, Gina, is always a treat, and I always enjoy
Aw.
the fact that we're together yet another year, and another year goes by, and I think, wow, I always remember one person mentioned to me, you just clock it by how much the children have grown and how time has gone by and different people. You, it's a nice night to have a good time and reflect on what happened in the last years and what's coming ahead. I always look forward to it.
I agree with that. It's a fair point.
Yeah.
So, Joe, if you're going to the Blueberry Bash or anywhere for New Year's Eve, shouldn't you be rocking like a Oddcast hoodie or something?
Oh, you should be rocking Oddcast merch wherever you go and whatever you do. You notice that every week we have coffee in our mugs because we've got those. We've got tumblers, magnets. We have hats. We got T-shirts, including the Italian sorbet, and in my Oddcast era designs for all you Swifties out there. And as Gina mentioned, we have hoodies. We have 3 new designs for the winter. There's a classic crew neck sweatshirt, a pullover hoodie, and a zip-up hoodie. Rock them wherever you go, and you can find all of that at jersey-oddcast.printify.me.
So it's almost the end of the year, and this time we're like, oh, let's do our New Year's resolutions. So let's be honest. How long do your New Year's resolutions usually last? Until January 2nd? A good week. Until February, or I don't make those anymore. I will go first and say, nope, I don't make them anymore. I'm too old, I'm too tired, I'm too cranky.
That's where I'm at. I can't recall the last time I made a New Year's resolution. It's pretty much in the same category for me as giving up something for Lent. The last time I did that, I gave up hope, and that worked out pretty well for 40 days.
It's great.
But
That's
thank
great.
you.
Nah, I'll make it 3 for 3. I don't really make resolutions anymore. I just try and do better if I can, but I'm not one to make a firm resolution. No, nope, not so much.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good one, and I think that's one we can all sign off on. Let's to try and do better and be a little better than we were in the previous year. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I can respect that.
I love that. Do better. Okay, I'm here
Yeah.
for it. Let's all go for it and let's do it. And we will do better for next year. Yeah, sign me
Yeah.
up. If you want to do better, maybe you need to start off with getting a dumpster for your business or your home and do something you need on a regular basis or a one off. And we highly recommend calling the Grasso family for that.
Looking for fast, reliable dumpster service? Call United Roll-Off Service and Recycling LLC. Family owned by the Grasso family and proudly serving South Jersey since 1999. 3 generations strong, United Roll-Off is your local solution for household cleanouts, construction debris, concrete, and yard waste with 11, 20, and 30-yard dumpsters ready when you need them. Serving Hammonton and all of Atlantic, Burlington, Camden, Cumberland, and Gloucester counties, they've got the size, service, and local touch you can trust. Visit them at 735 Wiltsey's Mill Road in Hammonton or call 609-561-8287 to get started today. United Roll-Off, local, loyal, and ready to haul.
Thank you. So when I read the news about the Pinelands Alliance, I was like, you know what? I think there's an Oddcast fact that I can really share this week that would be really interesting. So the Pine Barrens are one of the last surviving examples of a once vast ecosystem. A long time ago, the Atlantic coastal plain pine barrens covered a continuous stretch of land from North Carolina all the way into Canada. Over time, development and large-scale deforestation erased most of that landscape. Today, New Jersey protects one of the few remaining areas of this rare forest, with only small portions also surviving in parts of Long Island and Massachusetts. And that is your Oddcast fact of the week.
I did not realize that they had a similar ecosystem in Long Island.
That's right, Long Guy. And again, we'll come back to Gina's earlier comment. Preservation is key. Preservation is key. You see how far that's diminished from the vast swath of land it once was.
Yeah, that's a massive. That's millions of acres.
Yeah, millions and millions.
I think we also need to preserve my mother's Long Island accent. Okay.
That's true.
100 years ago when Gabe and I were first together or whatever, he would listen to my voicemails or my answer machine messages from my mom, and he would do impressions of my mother's voice, as the Donio men are known to do impressions. This got back to my mother because my father, my brother, Gabe, and I all met up for brunch one time in New York City, and my Gabe did this impression of my mother for my brother and my father. Them being the brave souls that they were, told
Yeah.
my mother about this impression, and oh my
Snitched.
god,
You mean they snitched?
they
Yeah, they
snitched. And
said.
didn't she tease you about that for a while?
She did. She goes, "Why don't you do it in front of me?" I said, "I can do it in front of you if you want." And I did do it, I think, in front of her. She was, I guess, less than impressed, I think, by my
But to be
impression.
fair, when we went to Disneyland in the 80s when I was a little kid, these women came up to my mom, "Oh my god, are you from New York?" My mom was like, "Yeah, you sound just like you're on Cagney and Lacey."
A rare Cagney and Lacey reference.
Which
Oh,
is
that's an '80s comment if ever I heard it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right? And so I don't even know the show, but I still don't because I've never watched it. But I think Tyne Daly was in it. That's all I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
they had.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And there's why I avoid a couple of words from the English language because I know I will slip into that pronunciation if I say those certain words. Joe, are we going to have a white Christmas? What does the weather look like for the week?
Since you asked, it sounds like it is time for the Oddcast forecast according to the app on my smartphone and sponsored by Ben Castone Landscaping. Call Ben Castone for all your landscaping needs at 609 561 3452. They're here to keep your yard looking great no matter what the season. And this year, Ben Castone Landscaping is celebrating its 25th anniversary. Ben Castone thanks his customers, family, and friends for all of their support and is looking forward to many more years of service. And the short answer is no, we are not. There's possibility that we have freezing rain at some point, but the temperatures will simply not bear out a white Christmas. On Wednesday, we're looking at intervals of clouds and sun to cloudy overnight with a high of 49 and a low of 31. Thursday, cloudy during the day and then showers at night, a high of 49 and a low of 40. And then Friday, showers will continue throughout the day with a high of 53 and a low of 44. No, we had our white pre-Christmas, but we will not be having a white Christmas this year. So
That's
keep
okay.
dreaming of a
No, I
white
don't want
Christmas.
one. I'm fine. I'm fine
It's
without one.
Yeah.
it's good. Look, it's pretty when it happens, but it is sometimes a pain for people to get around.
Although, it is nice to wake up on Christmas morning, go outside with a nice hot cup of coffee, put on Handel's Messiah, and eat my Christmas stolen, which is a
Right.
Hammonton thing.
Which
But
I roll. I
I'm
roll.
sorry I
I roll.
wasn't here. I'm sorry I wasn't here. I watched the Oddcast, so I know what you're referencing. I'm sorry I wasn't here to really revel in the stolen. I feel like I've been robbed of something, if you get my meaning.
It
By
was
not,
stolen
ah,
from you?
yeah,
it was
I feel like it was
stolen.
stolen.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you are going to miss this witty repartee for the next 2 weeks, you're always welcome to call us and we'll be happy to talk with you. You can reach us at 609 444 6178. You can find us at jerseyoddcast.com. You can also find us on social media Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok, because we're crazy like that, and of course, YouTube. And if you need to email us, jerseyoddcast@gmail.com. Otherwise, we'll see you in the new year. Happy holidays and best wishes for a wonderful and fantastic 2026.
Merry
Absolutely.
Christmas and Happy New Year, everybody.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.